Hello everybody, I'm Conquering History Games. Welcome back to part 4 of my Bakaran Republic campaign here in Hearts of Iron 4 Equestria at War version 1.8. Let's just hop to it as we continue to just work on the road to the unification of the Riverlands. Yeah, a lot of this stuff, such as the review of the military, is gonna... we're not gonna get a whole lot done there. But pretty soon the initiation or construction of Zone A is going to be done. Now it does say initiate the construction. I don't know if that means there's going to be a follow-up. There goes the Dear Republic, and it's all changeling land now. Wait, wasn't I trading with the changelings? Did I forget to change that? Hold on a sec. Let's initiate the construction of Zone B. Then we're going to go to trade. And was I doing any deals with them? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, good. So we of course want to sign with the ponies, so let's work something out with Equestria wherever we can. Steel and all that different stuff. Okay, there we go. Phaethesia just broke away from the Griffonian Empire. We'll see how that goes. Strawberry Duchy has not come with them. They've gone Reverend Julius Eagleclaw, though, so I don't think the marriage is going to happen. Not that there's anything wrong with homosexuality, but I don't think that's going to do much for an alliance. Alright. We're at 3 in as far as dreams of federation go. We just got to keep working on creating the River Development Company. So after this is done, this is going to be in 70 days, we'll be tied with the River Republic. But the River Republic, let's see, they're currently legalizing the labor unions, and wait a second, there's a whole lot going on down south. Okay, they're legalizing labor unions, which means they're focusing on their internal issues instead of international. Now, I haven't been paying too much attention on what exactly is going on here, but we did see a rather rare event where the Griffonian Liberation Army, even though it won the initial civil war that they're in at the start of the campaign, Broadfield was able to make a comeback under Prime Minister Enrico Civadori. I know that I played this once on my channel, but I think it was just a live stream. Try to find it if you can. Black Hollow is looking kind of big right now, and they're currently at war with the Kingdom of Griffinstone, which is always an interesting fight. Man, I can't wait until these guys get their own proper focus tree. I know that well, I don't know, I'm not a developer, but it's my understanding that Zebrica, the third continent, is sort of the priority right now. But I do want to see the Kingdom of Griffinstone get fleshed out, but I can understand why they might be taking their time, because Griffinstone itself is a very, very important city, maybe the most important city on the continent in the lore, so they're probably trying to hash out how the mechanics of it are going to work. Zaphia's at war with Gryphus. And Lucy. Are they in a faction together? No. Well, Zaphizia has the interior lines working on their side. Maybe I'll sip here. I'm having some interesting tea right now that was given to me. Orange cinnamon white tea with ginger root. I went several years without having any cinnamon for reasons that I don't want to get into right now, and I kind of forgot what cinnamon tasted like, and it turns out I really like it. So now I find myself making more recipes with cinnamon in it. The Griffonian Empire, oh wow, looks like I was wrong. The Strawberry Duchy and Phaethesia have both teamed up, so it's a 2-on-2 fight between the two of them against Bronze Hill and the Griffonian Empire. And if that's the situation, I think I'm going to bet on Phaethesia. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, kind of a Vidinian civil war going on right now. And before I forget, let's get that Minister of Agriculture. Yes, I know the earlier that I get it, the more it pays off, so maybe I should have gotten it before. But here we are. Alright. Probably should start modifying this. Let's call this infantry. Just kind of a standard division. Alright, we'll start doing that. Yep, get the big 3. And that's all I could do for now. And we'll modify it more later. You know, I'm not neglecting my army. Okay, let's get Zone C happening. Okay. Good. Connect Colt Stream. Which one is that? Is this more... Okay, cool. So this is really good. The river... I've now tied the River Republic. They're not going quite so hard as I am. And we're going to invest in Deponia. Deponia is one of our... That's the one between Lake City and Diamond Mountain. Is one of the less developed members of the treaty. To strengthen our relations with them and to make our ally able to contribute more to the alliance, we can invest in Deponia. Purchasing a significant patch of forest for industrial development will surely help our friends along. What? Does that mean that we're personally owning it? We're going to own land in a different country? Okay, well, anyway, we've got better artillery coming now. I wonder if I should be focusing a little bit on the Navy. I probably should. I've got quite a bit of naval experience built up. Can't go wrong with a little bit extra torpedo attack, I guess. We also look like we have the best agency around right now. Okay, we need an agency with 3 different branch upgrades to become Spy Master. Right, we still need more civilian factories. So I probably am going to not even look at that agency screen until we're done with, I think it's the Rdc Industrial Projects, investment funds, and I think there's something else that gives me civilian factories. Or maybe not. Well, at least until we're done with those 2. Skyfall is now a major power. But the greater point is that we're just not going to... We're not going to pay attention to agencies for a while, since we just don't have very many factories. It might have to be one of those things where we wait until afterwards. But we're just going all in on forming the Federation, and luckily for us, the River Republic, who's probably the most likely to take it normally, they're not really committed. Lake City also, I guess, was just one and done. Yeah, they're doing things like developing small arms. I don't know Lake City as well as I used to. Of course, I'm still kind of shaking the rust off in terms of my knowledge of Equestria at War. But if I remember correctly, Wavebreaker is kind of the weakest in some ways of all the possible directions they can go in. Do I want to take this? 8%. It's pretty big. Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth that huge ahead of time penalty. Looks like Griffinstone won. Grandpa Gruff is doing pretty well. Crafted iced tea. Okay. Operative can be recruited. Oh, oops. Let's get Starry Snowflake, although I don't think I'm going to be doing those kinds of things too much. Operative has fir tree nationality. Several nationalities, actually. Alright, the machine tools are done. Too far ahead of time for that. Do I care about motorized? I don't think I do. I know Hearts of Iron 4 is ultimately a war game, but damn if I don't enjoy the, Oh, okay, the independence offer is up there, and River Republic is no longer considered a major power. We've taken a decisively... Well, I wouldn't say decisive. We have taken a lead. But I guess somebody sent delegations up north. It wasn't me. But we're just trying to railroad ourselves over to the economic community. Wetter just fell over here. It looks like Stalingrad is going to take that pretty easily. And in 2 months' time, we're going to be halfway towards getting an extra point from building all those railroads in the various parts of the River Coalition. By the way, I hope that I'm not sounding tired or anything like this. The plan is after this, I've got like a 12-hour work shift coming ahead of me, so I'm going to try to nap after I record this and try to get it uploaded. Let's improve the workers' conditions. What's this? Risk of another country assuming leadership over the coalition. Oh, we're actually the leader right now. Part of it is because of the manpower. Oh, that's easy to fix then. I shouldn't even be waiting that long, you know? They don't have enough manpower, they don't have enough factories. Once again, the factories are the problem, or lack thereof. Let's see, bad weather, resource gain. I don't think either of these things work. It's just kind of the Pegasus stuff. We do have a gain of fuel. We do have some, so I don't think I need to build refineries. I friggin' hate the refineries anyway. I think I might go Grand Battle Plan. Oh, when did they do this? They changed every single icon, or just about, to make it bona fide. Been too long since I played some Equestria, I'll tell you. I think Grand Battle Plan kind of works most appropriately with the coalition thing we're going with. Yeah, we'll do that. Not that it matters too much right now. What's going on up here? William Steelbeak's in charge of the Arcturian Order. Okay. Construction 3 is done. Way too ahead of time on some of this stuff. So we'll leave that be. And instead, do I want to go with tanks? No, let's go with stuff I know that I like better engineers. It looked like Phathesia was going to win this, but I actually think that the Griffonian Empire is making a little bit of a comeback, because I think that this bulge in the west used to, for briefly at least, was belonging to Phathesia and the Strawberry Duchy. Did I already say it today? But I've been drinking a little bit before I was recording this, hopefully to help with the sleeping. Okay, Republic of Nova Griffonia. Get a few hours before I go to work. Okay. Hellquill is certainly winning against the Longswords under Silver Talon. It's not too often you see him get in charge, as opposed to the Socialists. How's this war going to between Hiraindraland and the Casa Free State? Neither of which have portraits, but that'll probably be fixed in the final version. Griffiths has joined the Concordat of Southern Nations. That's pretty big. Lots of alliances being formed out here in Griffonia. Oh, why not? Let's get the division attrition guy. Okay. New Skynavia is burning and the Kingdom of Vidinia has fallen. Let's set up developmental grants for, that's up here, for Deponia. More must be done to lift the state of Deponia up to the level of the rest of the coalition. We will make development grants available to their government. The Deponians might be a bit clingy towards their traditions, but with enough compensation, even they might see the value of progress. So they're going to be getting some bonuses, but the important thing is the race to form the River Federation, who's taken the lead, and it's certainly me. Let's keep working on these constructions. Okay, we're 2 ahead of the River Republic right now, and they're doing a focus on the military. So they're, I think, maybe they just realized that they can't win. Nevertheless, I will continue to push hard. I don't think we're going to ban anything. I don't want to lose that stability. So, to get to the actual focus that says River Federation, that's down here. That's, I think these are all 70, so we've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 16, but that takes 140 days. So 16 times 70 is 1120 days, which when you divide that by 365 is it's a little bit over 3. So around 1013, sometime before the end of 1013, that's when we'll be able to form the Federation, which is, as I've said before, the goal. Good, 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 good. And of course, I'll certainly be able to finish doing the railway construction before then. So there's very little right now that's in the way of me being able to form that. The longsword is putting up a bit of a fight. Okay. Improve our artillery some more. Deponya's done. And finally, we can create the River Development Company, which is going to basically give us construction speed bonuses. The coalition has informally done much to develop. Wait a minute. Region-wide industrial integration. Which one's that? Oh, that's the building slot one. I don't like that one. I don't think I've ever taken it. And how many more days? 2 days till construction zone E is done. Immediately go into construction zone F. So, River Development Company. The coalition has informally done much to develop the most backward member nations. To formalize this development, we will create an independent river development company. We will give them the experts and funding they need to develop industry and infrastructure for the entire coalition. If we get all our friends to help, we will all benefit. It looks like the Griffonian Empire might be on the verge of a comeback. They're pushing into the Strawberry Duchy. On the other hand, the gates of Griffinheim are being attacked. So I think it's going to kind of depend on if they can get the Strawberry Duchy to capitulate or not. Do some heavy tank fun. Let's get the mobile tank one. Man, I haven't done a campaign where I went hard on heavy tanks in ages. I love heavy tanks. If you go back and watch my... Actually, that was such an old campaign. It might have been on my old channel before I did this one, so maybe I forgot to re-upload it. But I once did a campaign where I was going for the New World Order achievement, where you have to turn the entire world fascist. So I did it as regular Nazi Germany, because this was before Waking the Tiger, where you had the option to do non-Hitler routes. Anyway, I went with Hitler, and I remember I went to war with the Soviet Union, and I got stuck on a stalemate. I'm not sure why. I don't quite remember what exactly happened, but I just built 2 heavy tank divisions, which were, of course, very expensive. And most people would traditionally say, well, you gotta go medium tanks, you gotta go for speed. And I'm just a believer in it doesn't matter if you're slow, if your enemies can do absolutely nothing to stop you. So I literally just made 2 tank divisions, and those things cut through the Soviet lines like a hot knife through butter. I went straight up to Leningrad. It's like nobody was even in my way. And then I went to Moscow, and that was basically it. Changelings have declared war on the Buffalo State. Oh, and Equestria as well. Okay. That makes more sense. The Great War has begun. We'll, of course, be sure to keep an eye on it. Let's get those industrial projects going first, because I want to get the civilian factory, even though this doesn't actually add to our count in terms of having the lead in the River Coalition development. But we have twice as much as the number 2 River Republic, so I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. Do I want to do some war support? No. Construction Zone G, that is the priority. So, the RDC Industrial Projects, one of the RDC's primary goals is increasing economic growth by opening up new industrial sectors and guaranteeing the investment from private individuals. The company increases industrial capacity. We can make use of their services ourselves, granting us an expansion in industrial capacity. Griffinheim has fallen. Okay, so I think, yeah, Phthasia will have definitely won, and that's it, yeah. Griffonian Empire just capitulated. Phthasia is probably going to become the new empire. Also, the Arcturians and the Dread League are at war. Arcturian Order is, of course, the Watchers on the walls. They're gonna try to take care of that kind of stuff. Let's do a little bit of war propaganda. It doesn't hurt to have your war support up. And it still keeps me with enough that in 43 days I'll be able to go to Zone H. Work on Zone H, that is. Whoops. Wait a minute. Okay, this is the basic training. Alright, there we go. There, that's what I'm looking for. Oops. Alright, some of them are getting acclimatized to the cold already, which is good, I suppose. Let's get these Marines separated, and maybe because they're my elite forces, they're the ones I should be prioritizing fixing up. There we go, some nice 7.2s, but I can't enter the engineering companies just yet. Okay, do I want to go anti-air? Yeah, anti-air I think is the way to go. Some better artillery available to us now. And yeah, again, the River Republic is just a little bit behind me in terms of factories, so I need to watch out for that. How's the trade going? I'm not doing any excessive trading. The Casa Free State is taking control down here in the southeastern portion of Griffonia. Pretty big tree. I might try these guys next. Check them out. Okay. 88% of the way there, huh? Okay. There we go. Great. Revolutionary decree of the Scandinavian Republic. They've turned the free northern communes into their puppet. How's it going over here with the Arcturians? It doesn't look like the wall has broken. Of course, as soon as you get that first breach, the Dread League will usually win. But it doesn't look like it's going in any particular direction right now. Okay. Let's get a little upgrade. Scavenger. Okay, and the industrial projects are done. So next, investment funds, which is going to boost my stability even more, but also will give me more civilian factories, or one anyway. Goodness, I don't know if you guys just heard that engine roaring up the street. Anyway, the RDC has large sums available to invest in regional projects. We could spend some time to lobby the company so they invest more into our country. Not only will this help our industry, it may help to convince our population that the continued integration of the Riverlands is beneficial to their country. And finally, we're going to do the initiate construction of Zone H, which I already have quite a definitive lead, but better division speed, better infrastructure and everything in the Riverlands. It's not as if it's a bad thing, right? Okay. Good, good, good. Alright. Although now I think about it, do I want to put the mage divisions in here? I actually think I might, and maybe take out the artillery. Do some 7.2 stuff. Not sure. I'll go we're done with that. Still a couple years to go though. What's going on down here? Oh, what? The River Economic Community. River Republic has approached us with an intriguing proposal. The transition of the RCSC into a River Economic Community. This is an attempt both to improve relations and boost the economy of both our nations, as well as all the others involved. It also, however, is a diplomatic move, one that seeks to bind our nations together. The REC, River Economic Community, founded by the Treaty of Rijekograd, promises both reductions to custom duties and the establishment of a customs union, while also making a singular market for goods, labor, services, and various other such across the member states. There are plans to expand it. Furthermore, the establishment of the River Commission will provide the means to further these plans, proposing legislation, implementing decisions made, and otherwise upholding the river treaties while upholding the REC's daily dealing. If we were to sign up for this, then it would begin to benefit us immediately. However, it would also likely create ties with the River Republic, that cannot be severed in the foreseeable future. So this is not really a coin flip thing. I think that we're definitively on that path. So we're going to say cooperation is the key to the future, which is going to help us out. Okay, good. So I don't know if I've ever told you guys this who are watching this, but I once took a class, because my minor is in government. I took a class on the European Union, which was a really complicated class. But there's a story I like to tell people, especially ones who are kind of just going into college, or ones that they don't really know how to public speak, they don't know how to give a presentation, is there was a point during the semester where a colleague of the professor, she was a Polish professor, was coming to our university as part of a book tour that she was doing. Now, the book that she had written was about I'm gonna have to pull up some maps of Poland. Poland map before World War II. So basically, I'm sure that anybody who's watching this is pretty familiar, reasonably familiar with what Poland looked like prior to. Oh, perfect map. Okay, let me just wait for it to load in the other screen. Incidentally, I like to use Equestria, guys, for looking at my images. That's the search engine I use. I find that it's been pretty good to me in terms of being able to filter for size, in terms of being able to find the stuff that I'm looking for. I definitely recommend Equestria. It also tells me that, I guess when you search on Equestria, it does something about planting trees. I actually haven't looked into that. I don't know how that works. I don't know if it's real or not, but if you're just strictly looking for pictures, Equestria is the way to go. Spelled E-C-O-S-I-A. So, anyway. What this woman was, this professor was giving a lecture on, is she was discussing her book was about the changes in Polish territory from what it was from the end of World War I to World War II, which is basically that 20-year period, as it says here, from 1918 to 1938. So if you look at these green borders, this is, what Poland looked like. You guys play Hearts of Iron 4, you know what I'm talking about. And she was talking about the national and cultural changes that were a result of when they lost this territory to the east, but they gained this territory here from Germany, which is in these pink lines. So, obviously it was a really niche book, a really niche subject. And yet, she began the lecture by basically saying, hey, anybody who doesn't know, there's this country called Poland, and it was invaded by Germany in 1939. And that kind of sounds funny. It almost sounds sarcastic. Wait a second. Do we want to do the social fund? Wait a minute. Well, it looks like I have all the spare civilian factories that I need. I don't need to write the Convention on Racial Tolerance, but it gives me more political power. On the other hand, I've kind of been spending it so much that there's not a whole lot that I need it for still. So let's just do the rail projects. Yeah, we just want to come down here to the Federation as quickly as possible. Anyway, the point of that lecture, without getting into all the implications of it, is even though it was a really specifically niche subject and she was giving it to a classroom of, I'd say certainly even at the university level, above average intellect students, above like people who had a greater than normal knowledge base. And I say that as somebody who I genuinely felt in that class I was the stupidest person. I had extremely smart classmates for that particular class. And And anyway, she still started at the basic of like her subject matter. Just saying, hey, if you're somebody who's been living under a rock, you got locked in a bunker, you're freaking Encino Man. Poland got invaded. Poland was a country that got invaded in 1939. You know, kind of started World War II in a way. So that's something I kind of always use as a lesson to people who are nervous about public speaking or they don't know how to give presentations. I always say, is like, you know what? Sometimes you got to start with something that seems really obvious, but it's just you're building that foundation. You're building a house, you know? Boy, I'm getting rambly when there's not much war going on and it's mostly just fighting. Okay. Wait, whoop, 1, 2, 3. Get this into its own thing. Okay. How's this going? No, cancel that, cancel that. No. You need to go here. Okay. Great. Back to 5 speed. Public speaking can be difficult, though. I feel that I'm most of the time a good public speaker. But I know that a lot of people are scared of it. It's kind of that joke that so there was this poll that was done many years ago here in the United States, and it was about people's greatest fears, and dying was only number 2 compared to public speaking, which was number 1 on people's list of fears. So it kind of created this joke. It's sort of a saying here in the U.S. where people would rather be in a casket. Like, somebody asked to give a eulogy at a funeral would rather be in the casket. Hold on a sec. The River Social Development Fund. River Republic has approached us with further treaties to amend to what has already been built on the REC. They back a River Commission proposal to put in place measures and practices that improve factory conditions, not only without hampering workplace efficiency, but rather to streamline the process even more. This might lose us the ability to control our own labor laws, however. So we're going to join the fund, helps our stability, helps our production efficiency cap, which I think is maxed out on everything except for artillery, so it's good that we're doing that. Anyway, so the public speaking thing, there's so many ways to sort of approach it and different tricks that are used for it. And I remember I once talked to a guy who used to be a friend of mine. He was an actor, like a professional actor. Like this guy has stuff that's been seen at the Cannes Film Festival. He's been in theatrical releases. I won't say his name, but anyway, I remember he once was talking to me. I just had once asked him some advice. Hey, you know, you want to give me some tips on public speaking? Which, because he did a lot of theater, so you know that's public as opposed to movies, which is typically on a closed set. Anyway, he says, I just remember he starts giving me this advice, and at one point he says, conquering history games. You've got to make love to your audience. And I remember at the time I was a docent at the local Holocaust Museum. And I was saying, okay, when I'm talking about the Nazi-led genocide of huge portions of Europe's population, I'll be sure to make love to the students who are coming through. Oh, anyway. Oh, right. Yeah, so we need to take a different tact for that. It's funny stuff. Let's get that organization up. I don't really care too much about the training time. But I think that's enough for today. Okay, we just finished up the rail projects, but the episode's gone on long enough, so we're making pretty quick progress. I'm not guaranteed. And in the next episode, I don't think we're going to get to the River Federation, but we have a pretty darn definitive lead against the River Republic. Although, wait, did they get an extra one somewhere? We do need to. We can't slow down the pace. They might catch up with us if we're not careful. And oh, looks like the Arcturian Order's wall has broken in 2 places. So that is that. I think the Dread League is definitely going to win. We'll have to find out next time. And wow, Equestria is really holding off the Changelings very well. I think Equestria is going to win this. Not that I'm judging the AI. Those of you who have followed my Equestria at War stuff for a long time will know that I have actually never been able to win as the Changelings against Equestria across multiple patches, across many years. They are just my kryptonite, and Lord knows I've tried so many different ways to do it, but it is my Achilles heel. Maybe this year or something I'll try it again. But thanks for joining me on Conquering History Games, and you all have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye.